Hello everyone and welcome back to the Xanadu Chronicles. My name is Frank and today I'm going to show you what and how I make my pups meals on a daily basis. Now you might be asking, hey Frank, why do you make your dog's food every day? Well, I've got 3 pups and one of them has a sensitive tummy and she's had it for several years, and so I'm not a vet by any means. Well, I'm not a vet at all. But I did my research and I found out what works best for her, and I've discussed it with my vet to make sure that what I'm feeding her is good for her. And so I'm going to show you what that is, and I'm going to show you how I also kind of integrate a little bit of what I make for her with my other 2 pups who are healthy and great in every regard. So first of all, as you can see, I've got a setup here. I'm going to get my water boiling here because I actually make her fish and potatoes. It's a bland diet, but it's got, you know, the carbs and the potatoes, and I put some extra things in there to make sure that she's got the nutrition that she needs. But the other 2, it's a supplement that I give for them, that I add to canned food that I purchase, and I'll talk about all that as I go through it. But I want to get this fish on, or in the hot water here. So I buy tilapia fillets from my local Aldi's, which I love. And if you guys don't have an Aldi's, you know, Costco or anything like that, where you can get a good price, because one of the benefits of doing this, actually, I found, is that overall it's a lot cheaper for me to make her food than to dish out the money on the more sensitive food options out there, canned food options out there, which we tried initially, but even that wasn't working for her. So that's how I came to develop this meal for her, because the canned items weren't working anymore either. So I'm just going to ignore my phone. Of course it has to start when I'm videotaping, but we're going to ignore it. So let me throw these away. And what I've already done is I've already pre-cooked the potatoes that I'm going to use. And typically what I'll do is I'll get some yellow potatoes, like I said, at Aldi's or Costco or whatever your local grocery store is. And I will cook enough potatoes to last a week for the pups, because I do integrate some potatoes in the other 2, in their food as well. So, but I'll make about a week's worth, and I'll show you a little video on how I do that. It's very simple. I basically just cut up the potatoes, put them in a water bath, and cook them in the microwave for about 13 minutes. So I've got them here. They're fresh out, so they're kind of hot. So for Treacle, my little Frenchie who's got the tummy issues, it's about, because this is the main component of her meal besides the fish, which is cooking, it's about, 1.5 potatoes. It's not too much, but I played my eye. I've been making it enough now to know about how much works best for her. So it's not too much food, and it's not, overstuffing her, but definitely making sure that she's getting enough too, so she's satiated. Not that these pups don't get plenty of snacks and such throughout the day, but I pretty much only feed them high protein snacks like salmon snacks or dried salmon jerky or beef liver. I do give them a pumpkin biscuit, a little biscuit that they seem to really love as well. So that's about it, because again, over the years, as her stomach has gotten a little bit more sensitive, I've had to really whittle down what she can eat. So actually this is a little too much. I'm going to show you here. It's just a little too much. So I will be putting some of that into the other pup's bowl, but I'm going to just cut up all the things together here. And as you can see, I've got 2 fillets cooking in my pan here. They're just going to boil. That's all you got to do. Nothing fancy, nothing difficult about it. Just make sure it's completely cooked. And I find that by the time I finish doing this part of it, the fish will be done. I can just add it to not just the potatoes, but all the ingredients that I put together. So this is what I have. And like I said, one of the cans of foods that we used to get her when she started having stomach issues was about $5 a can. So this significantly reduces the cost for me. And one of these bags of fish, I get the bulk bags with the individually, as you saw, vacuum sealed fillets. My gosh, on a conservative side, I have about 2 weeks worth of fish fillets in there, and they are about like $11.50, $12 at Aldi's, whatever, for that bulk bag. And so it works out great because that's less than $1 a day. So when you add the potatoes and all that kind of stuff, it's still, it's about $1 or so to feed treacle. And for my other two, it's a little bit more on the regular cost because I actually integrate some canned dog food, and I'll show you what I have there for that. So now that I've got the potatoes kind of apportioned out, oh, there we go. This is treacles, this is the other two, because I'm going to make the two dogs, I'm going to make their portions in one bowl and then split it up between the two. So it just makes it easier. I'm going to flip these suckers over so that they can cook on the other side. Oops, a little water got on the thing. I'm going to try not to burn myself on camera because that would suck monkey butts. All right, there we go. So for dog food, again, this is treacles. She doesn't get any dog food. But for my other two, I only buy 3 types of food for them because, again, after trying various brands and various flavors for them, I found 3 of them that they really, really like, and so I try to stick with those consistently. But one of my biggest factors that I always look for is the crude fat content, because I don't want them to develop any kind of issues. Treacle, prior to having her stomach issues, had a slight case of pancreatitis, which we were able to control with diet. Again, that was another reason why I kind of developed this for her. So now, whenever I look at any snacks or any food for them, I try to make sure that it's 4% or 5% or less, and this is 3%. And this is a sensitive stomach formulation from Hill's Science Diet, and I'm not getting sponsored by any of these places. I just want to share that with you because I found that for me they've been really, really good for my pups. So this is the salmon and vegetable entree. So one of these cans, because it's for the 2 dogs, 1 can of this, and you'll see that I kind of mix it up with another can of food, but this can will probably last at least 2 feedings, so 2 nights worth for each of the 2 pups that get this meal, Figgy and Ginger. And then I have another canned food, canned dog food, and this is just pure whitefish, 100% whitefish, and less than 5% crude fat. So yeah, it's just whitefish and some water. So I put that in there for them because fish is good. So and because they don't get as big of a fillet for each of them as treacle does, I just give them a little bit of this to kind of supplement that fishiness, which they both really, really love. So typically, because obviously these cans are not empty, right? So I put those in the fridge. I have a cover for them. I put them in the fridge, and after I mix these up, I will go ahead and heat it in the microwave for about a minute to soften it up. They like the smell better because it's activated. It's not too hot or anything for them, but about a minute will work great after you see what the amount of food turns out to be, right? So that's theirs. And again, so the salmon and vegetable probably will be 2 meals worth for them. And this whitefish supplement, which is from the Wellness brand, or is the Wellness brand, this will last like 4 meals because I only put a scoop and a half or scoop each time. And so I end up with more of this left over, of course. Put that in the sink. So as it's cooking away, this is almost done. These are the things I add to help my puppies with their digestion. And again, I've approved all this stuff with my vet, so it is safe to give it to them. And of course, as any pet lover and pet owner would do, I did my due diligence. I made sure I looked into each of these things and read up about it to make sure that it would not cause any harm to my pups. Hopefully the benefits are all going to be good in the long run. As, like I said, I've done the research and it shows that it should be, so fingers crossed. But I have to say, the other 2 haven't had any stool issues. and they've been eating this particular diet for quite a while, so knock on wood on that. All right, so I used to add flaxseed to their meals, but as anyone with a bulldog may know, they're already a little farty as in a normal situation. To add the flaxseed as it does for a lot of humans, it makes them just a little fartier. So I decided to ixnay that, and I instead supplement with chia seeds. So I put the chia seeds for the nutritional value as well as the extra fiber, and so this is a double portion because for the 2 pups. I also add a natural fiber supplement to help again with the stools, because Treacle, with her sensitive tummy, has softer stools, and so I've been doing this for a while now to help keep her stools decently firm. Now this is something that I have been adding to their meals because they've all had issues with their teeth, and this has worked really, really well for me. And over the last several months that I've been doing this consistently, actually not several months, several years, the last several dental visits we've had, their teeth have been great. So they haven't had to have any more teeth pulled. They've each had, except for my youngest, my newest one, who has perfect teeth, Ginger, Figgy and Treacle both have had dental issues. And like I said, over the last 2 dental visits, which is a year's worth of dental visits, right? Or 2 years worth, because you do it once a year. It has really helped because they both have had no dental issues to speak of. So now this is a supplement that the vet actually prescribed for Treacle, which is tylosin, to help with stools as well. So I only put a little scoop of that in there per the requirements. Now at this point the fish is done. So that's done. I've got to put that, still got to do that. So for Figgy and Ginger, other than the fish, this is pretty much complete. All the supplements are in there. Again, they're potatoes, the actual canned food, the chia seeds, the fiber supplement, and then once I split their food, I'll add their portion of the it's called plaque off powder. And I purchase all of my pet supplies and food off of Chewy. I love them. Chewy.com. Again, I'm not being sponsored by them, but I do enjoy shopping from them because it's just super convenient. Now, here's a lesson to learn from me about getting your fish out of the hot water. The fillets, this one actually is firm enough, so it came out nicely, but typically they will break. So be aware of that so that you don't get splashed by the water that pops up. Now, as you can see, what I'm doing is there's a thinner side and a thicker side of the fillets. And when I'm cooking the fillets for both sets of meals, I put the thinner side of the fillet into the pups that get the dog food, Ginger and Figgy, because they already have a fish supplement in there, and I want Treacle to have more of the fish. Now, I do also, for the 2 pups, Figgy and Ginger, also use canned tuna in spring water. So, say I'm running low on the tilapia fillets, I will feed them. I'll put 1 can in their food, and they love. Oop, see, I thought I was gonna get away with that, but I didn't. And of course now it's caught on camera. Don't you love it? So, like I was saying, I will also give the pups tuna, canned tuna, and when I do that, I will put the water, the flavor, into Treacle's dish here with the potatoes, because that way she'll get a little extra flavor. Now, this gets It's mixed up really, really well because, again, it's got her medicine in there too. That's all the fiber. And this pup, I cannot tell you how much she loves this. And I've actually recommended and given this recipe to my cousin who has pups with also sensitive tummies and who are actually really finicky. And even though it's a bland kind of diet, apparently they love it too. They just can't get enough of it and they can't eat it fast enough. So whatever it is about it that tastes so good to them, I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, it's awesome because she loves it. And like I said, she will lick this bowl clean, and then the other two will check the bowl afterwards to make sure it's clean enough and finish it off if there is anything, which there never is, anything left. So now I'm just going to mix up the filet with the other pups, or in the other pups meal. And I try to really mix it in well because I want them both to be able to have a good amount. I don't want one pup to have more than the other. Hopefully you can hear me over all this clanking, but so there's that. And from start to finish, because like I said, the potatoes typically already cooked up. So I'll just end up cutting them up into the bowls, and then for the one with the dog food for Figgy and Ginger, that gets heated in the microwave, and I don't even heat up treacles when the potatoes are from the fridge, because the hot fish heats it up enough for her. So when all is said and done, now I go ahead and I try to divvy up as pretty evenly, but really Figgy, who's the bigger one, I give her a little bit more than I give to Ginger. So that's pretty even. I give them their portion of the plaque off. And then last but not least, for my two, not for Treacle. Treacle doesn't get any of this, but this is a vegetarian kibble that I get from Chewy as well. But it is, I think it's Nature's Own is the name of the brand. Nature's Own brand dog food. And I give them just a tiny little bit of kibble so that they do get a little extra nutrients from the vegetables and so on and so forth. And one bag of this stuff lasts, I get a 10-pound bag or whatever it is, lasts me a long time because I don't give them a lot. Because I would rather ultimately have them eat more fish than the kibble, right? So the fish dog food. So I just mix that really well. And after this, I'm going to stop the video because I want to show you my little one devouring her meal. The one with the sensitive tummy. Not that she never was a good eater, because she always has been a good eater. There's never been a problem with that. But this dog loves her fish. So let's see. And so you can see there's Treacle's portion. And I know it looks like a lot, but it's just fish and potatoes. And this is for Ginger and for Figgy. Okay. So let me stop the tape. I'm going to get this down on the ground. And I will I will videotape Treacle eating for you so you can see that, all right? So hopefully that wasn't too confusing. I will put links in the description below of all the items that I use here. And like I said, I shop typically for the dog food items at Chewy.com. And for the natural items, the fish and the potatoes, and even the Chia Seeds I get at Aldi's. And then this I get it, obviously at CVS because it says right there, CVS. Alrighty, I'm going to stop the video. Okay folks, so we are back and I'm getting ready to put the food down, but I want to show you something before I do that. And as you can see, my pups are anxiously awaiting. So I have them separated so that they don't fight over the food, even though you see Figgy already coming to Treacle's spot. Watch out, Figs. So before I put her food down, I want you to see this mat that I have done because Treacle is a messy eater. And these are bowl stabilizers. They're actually for baking, but I use them because Treacle has a difficult time if the bowl's on the floor. But as you'll see, she's chomping away, and I'm gonna bring Figgy and Ginger their food. They've got the same setup in two different sides of the kitchen. So I put Figgy's down, and then my little baby girl Ginger. Come on, Mama. So now we're gonna go back to Treacle because I have to actually stand here or stay here because she's such a messy eater that I try to make sure that she doesn't make too much of a mess because she goes at it, and anybody who has a flat-faced dog knows that they can have a little issue sometimes with their eating, but she the mouthfuls that she takes is just crazy. But as you can see, I also have a rag because as I pick up the stuff, I try to wipe it up so it doesn't dry on the floor. But of course, now she's on camera, she's eating like a young lady, and there's typically food just flying around everywhere. And then obviously I've got a little visitor here who always likes a little bit of a snack. So I know I shouldn't be doing this, but I do this. I give her a little bit. All right, go on, go eat your food. Then she goes. Yeah, thanks, Treat, for not showing them what a piggy little eater you are, because, and as you can see, she is not food aggressive. None of them are. I can put my hands directly in their food, which is fantastic, because, especially for Treacle, if I don't do that, there's going to be more food on the ground than there is in the bowl. So, and yes, I know this might be a little excessive for some folks, but I'm sorry. That's what I do for my babes. And that's basically it. So I hope you enjoyed this little video. I'm going to let her finish. She's probably going to be finished in 2 bites anyways, but thanks for joining me. And if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to write down the recipe for you. But like I said, I'll list everything in the description, the links, and I'll see you guys next week. Have a good one. Bye. If you haven't seen our previous videos, click on the links and watch away. Please share, like, and most importantly, subscribe to our channel. We'll do our best to keep you entertained and coming back for more. Bye for now.